U.S. House Representative Rashida Tlaib is trending. Here's why.
Welcome. Welcome to the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, the city of Detroit. I don't know if I need to remind you all, but Detroit, we birth movements, not just labor movements. We birth movements on environmental justice, on women's rights, and so much more. So welcome. Gain strength from this amazing, beautiful black city that raised me. I don't need to tell you that you're on the right side. I don't need to. But I'll be damned if I wait 10 years before they apologize to all of you for doing what was right at this moment. Each year, our country, and I say our country because it is our country, sends billions of dollars to maintain an apartheid government and support the ongoing ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. It is disgraceful that the Biden administration and my colleagues in Congress continue to smear them for protesting to save lives, no matter faith or ethnicity. It is cowardly. But we're not going to forget in November, are we? The International Court of Justice just ruled that the Israeli government must stop its invasion of Rafah. But President Biden says what's happening in Gaza is not a genocide. Where's your red line, President Biden? You all, every single bullet, every single gun, every single weapon, bombs that we send is a sacrifice of our own schools here at home. Many of which, when I go into the schools, have garbage bags over their drinking fountains because they don't have clean water. President Biden, I hope you hear us loud and clear. Attacking the authority of the International Criminal Court and interfering in the legal process is nothing more than an attempt to prevent the genocidal maniac Netanyahu and his senior Israeli officials from being held accountable for those crimes against humanity. You are an enabler, President Biden. But wait. You know when my colleagues are outraged? They're outraged over the protest on college campuses in our country. They're more outraged than that, than the atrocities happening right now on the ground in Palestine, the war crimes. Y'all, there's no universities in Gaza. We all know this. We say it over and over again. And now, if they get their way, they're going to silence the universities here.
Let me take a sip of coffee because, yeah. If you hear that thundering in the background, yeah, there's a thunderstorm currently happening in Atlanta. First and foremost, I want to say this. I support Rashida Tlaib in her support in standing up for Palestine and Gaza. Palestinians, I support her in supporting them. I support Rashida Tlaib in standing up for and supporting students all across this country who are on college campuses making their voices heard. I support her and those students. Here's what I don't support when it comes to Rashida Tlaib in this speech that she delivered at a Palestinian conference that took place on yesterday. I do not support Rashida Tlaib using black movements, the blackest city in this country, to advocate against the black community and other marginalized groups in this country. Remember, during the presidential primary, she and her community rose up to vote uncommitted. And a lot of you came down into my comments and says, it's just for the primaries. There's no harm done. Well, now she's advocating for her and her community to not vote in November. She just said it in that speech. And I do not support Rashida Tlaib in that, because in their community, not voting blue in November, blue, which is what she represents. She's a Democratic congresswoman. She is a Democrat, supposedly. And she's advocating for her community to not vote in November. I do not support Rashida Tlaib in that. And it's problematic for me that she's using black movements in the black community to uplift this shit. She knows. I've reported on it behind the scenes. She's talking about how detrimental it would be for her community should Donald Trump get back into the White House. She did a sort of speech and tried to slip in how dangerous it would be for Donald Trump to get back into the White House. She's talking out of both sides of her mouth. And in the end, it will be the black community who suffers the worst. She speaks like they are a part of the black community, but are they? What Rashida Tlaib is doing is not only harmful to her community, it's harmful to my community, it's harmful to women, it's harmful to the LGBTQIA plus community, specifically the trans community. What Rashida Tlaib is doing is harmful to all marginalized groups in this country. In this country. And so with that, I say, seeing that Rashida Tlaib is a clear and present danger to all marginalized groups in this country, I want you all to know that the Democratic primary in Michigan is being held on August 6th. Rashida Tlaib needs to go. She really does need to go. Here are her Democrat challengers. Make sure you do your research. Educate yourselves on these two challengers. Rashida Tlaib is not in support of all marginalized groups in this country. She has shown it more than once. She's shown it more than twice. And she's talking out of both sides of her mouth to try to hold on to this seat. August 6th, Michigan, District 12, August 6th.